I did a video already on how Nintendo won't be putting their games on any other platforms anytime soon, because it's infinitely more beneficial for them not to. We've seen how Sony and Microsoft have walked away from their consoles and are fully embracing the third-party way. If you're not a fanboy weirdo, this is a great day for you, as all your favorite games from different platforms will be way more accessible to you. Who would want their favorite gaming experiences to be shared with more people? Who cares about game boxes anymore? It's always been about the games. The games aren't being taken away. Rather, they're being given out more freely. It's a total win for consumers. I've said repeatedly, if Nintendo decided to put their games on PC, I'd be playing them on PC, as would most people. It would be a win for consumers for Nintendo games to be accessible to more people. However, it wouldn't be a win for Nintendo. Microsoft and Sony aren't ditching their home console platforms because they want to. They're doing it because it's the only viable option for them going forward. Selling consoles with games flat out doesn't work for anyone else other than Nintendo. With all that said, there's nothing wrong with what Sony and Microsoft are doing. They're doing the same thing Nintendo is doing, running their business. If Sony and Microsoft thought staying with their console was the best business move, they'd do it. If Nintendo thought going third party was the best move, they would do it. Sony and Microsoft are taking the smart money. No one cares about fanboy weirdos who play social media way more than they play their favorite games. These idiots don't make anyone any money. Microsoft's ad campaign about this or that thing being an Xbox is a positive development for non-corporate cheerleader gamers. So why doesn't Nintendo join in the fun? Like I said, I went over this already, but with the recent happenings of Nintendo's competitors going the third-party route, it's time to go over it again. Unlike their competitors, Nintendo doesn't sell their consoles at a loss. They actually make money selling not only their consoles, but their proprietary cartridges. This is a revenue stream they would lose if they went the third-party route. Nintendo doesn't have to split the revenue of their games with third-party hosts. They keep all the revenue from their game sales to themselves. With how much value their console platform has, third parties pay Nintendo to put games on their platform. This is more money lost if they go the third-party route, as it undermines their console. Some have suggested Nintendo becomes another Steam and has a digital platform compatible with PC. This is a nice pie-in-the-sky idea by those complaining about Nintendo games not being on PC, but the cost of running such a platform wouldn't be worth totally upending their current business model, which is doing gangbusters in profits. Sony and Microsoft never made money selling consoles. Nintendo has always made money selling consoles. It makes sense for Sony and Microsoft to ditch the console manufacturing money pit and just concentrate on where the money is anyway, which is in the software. Nintendo has a different situation, and they're doing what works for them. Maybe Nintendo would make more money selling to more people. Grand Theft Auto V continued to sell 10 years after its release. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy has sold 20 million units, and Spyro Reignited Trilogy sold over 10 million units. What people won't tell you about these sales numbers, though, is these games are sold in bundles for as little as $20. Nintendo doesn't sell their games like that. You're going to pay $60 for a Nintendo game, and the price ain't dropping. If the market is used to waiting on significant markdowns to buy games, either Nintendo isn't going to sell well to this market, or they will have to heavily mark down their games to move units. They lose money either way. Crash and Spyro don't sell what they did at full price. Power World doesn't sell what it did if it wasn't a $30 game being discounted to $20. Same thing for Sonic Mania, which debuted at $20. We've seen what selling at full price did to Sonic Superstars and Astro Bot. Both of these games would have sold way better if they debuted at lower prices. Obviously, lower prices for games are a huge win for consumers. Tears of the Kingdom may have done even better if it didn't debut at an unprecedented $70, though it sold like crazy anyway. When we want to make apples to apples comparisons on the popularity and brand value of a game and franchise, pricing needs to be considered. Nintendo is also the only company who is sticking to physical copies of their games. The future is digital, but Nintendo is hanging in there, providing people the option of physical media. It is pretty bare bones at this point though. Not like the old days where you got the box with an instruction manual. It's just a box with a cartridge. There's also the whole copy protection thing, which is an issue with the secondhand market. So not really the best situation, but it is there. They do need to get rid of that copy protection deal as to not screw over those looking to sell their games down the line. Nintendo games hold their value due to the fact they don't mark down their games, but this is all negated if your account gets banned because you purchased a game someone ripped with their MIG switch and sent back. With the recent announcement of backwards compatibility for the Switch successor, Nintendo is all but ensured the next system will be a roaring success. You have Microsoft looking to get into the handheld market with their own handheld offering, and you have Sony trying to turn their PS Portal into a standalone handheld device with updates. Nintendo's doing what it's always done, in leading the industry and making everyone else follow their lead. The dedicated home console is dead, and Nintendo killed it. Gaming is on the move, and Nintendo is at the forefront of the movement. None of this is bad for the gamers. More people getting to play more games can never be a negative. Stop worshiping these game boxes and just enjoy the games.